Okay, it's Nick Dutch back again. It's great to be here, of course. This is just going straight to private message here, going to answer the questions and so on and so forth. Hope I've got enough time before the phone rings. I'll try and be quick and to the point. It says here, hello sir, how you doing? I'm doing okay, not bad. Thank you for asking. I just have a few questions on the art of pendulum dowsing, and if you would answer them, it would be greatly appreciated. Now, I've heard a rumor that you don't actually need a pendulum necklace to dowse. You could use any necklace that has weights. Well, firstly, you're not using a necklace, you're using a chain or a piece of string with a weight at the end. It's not actually a necklace, it's a singular piece, not like a loop. But you can, I suppose, use a loop if you wanted to. You could use nearly anything. Alright, so any necklace, in inverted commas, that has a weight. Yeah, you could. So, knowing this, I tried this out with my Native American bear claw necklace, with the claw obviously being the weight. And I also used it over a sigil of Amdusias, and nothing happened. Now, I think this is probably because the necklace is too heavy, or maybe the rumor is just wrong and you don't have to use a regular pendulum. Whatever the case, I don't know. And also, I have ADHD, so I can't keep my hand still. Okay. Right, firstly, practice. Okay, your pendulum's got to react to small movements of your fingers, your hand, and your arm. You got lots of little bones here, okay, all connecting in various strange ways. And you got your arm, and of course that will connect to the rest of you. There's different ways of doing it. You can rest your elbow on the desk, or you can just hold your elbow free and just. I think Tom Graves described it in his book on pendulum dowsing as almost as if you're holding like a dead rat by its tail, and it's disgusting. Okay, limp wrist, very relaxed, okay, and then practice with it. As far as like using a sigil of whoever is concerned, I don't think that's absolutely necessary. I think that's another quasi bit of religious stuff which has been thrown into occultism, which is not necessarily essential. Instead, think about it as an ideomotor effect device, which is basically what it is. So basically, something in your mind reacts to something, an idea affects you, and then that creates a movement in your arm, which then is translated into a movement in the pendulum. So you can try and train yourself. Ideally, try and use forms of meditation associated with sensitivity training, and then see what kind of results you can get when you say, look, Mr. Pendulum, talk to it in your mind's eye. You don't have to say anything out loud, okay? But in your mind's eye, say, look, Mr. Pendulum, show me what my answer for yes is. Then maybe it'll swing clockwise and say, okay, that's great. Now tell me what my answer for no is. Maybe it'll move in a straight line like that or like that. All right, and then you work out a code that seems to work well with you, and it can take time to build up, a code for how the actual pendulum reacts to answers of yes or no, because you're going to use your pendulum for all kinds of fun things. Okay, it's experimental occultism, it's not factual occultism. Okay, that's the way you have to see it, but you'll be using it to help you to answer questions about yourself. You'll be using it to help you answer questions about the outer world, and as a result of that, it's actually quite a fun little exercise to play around with. Okay, so try and move away from various rumors about using sigils and the rest of that, and just practice talking to it. All right, and seeing how it reacts when you give it an idea. These can be lengthy exercises, so just whenever you got some time before bed, when you're tired, you'll be more receptive. So maybe give yourself half an hour then, or any other time in which you've got to use this as a hobby. Okay, because it is a hobby. It's not necessarily quite something which is necessarily like totally physics laboratory scientific. It's not like that. Okay, if you bear that in mind, you're more likely to have some variety of success and achievement coming out of your experimentation with pendulum dowsing and similar forms of idiomotor device. It's very similar to the Ouija board, the talking board in that respect, but it's still the same thing. Something in your mind reacts to a question, let's say, or to something in the outer world, and then your arm will then move, which will make something happen. Some people do actually create makeshift pendulum boards based upon the idea of the Ouija board or talking board, and they use that to answer questions and spell out messages, which I think is a more lengthy exercise than actually doing the Ouija board or talking board straight out. okay? But that's something else which you can think about and play around with. And yes, it will take time to get the ideomotor effect really working well with you.